This figure is good. I like that you can remove the armor, like Chief removes his armor in Halo TV.
Andy.
Welcome to Builds with Blocks, a show centered around the micro action figures and brick-based construction sets of the Halo universe. I'm your host, Matt Salvatore, and I am joined by Colin Perkins.
We're back.
Woo!
It's been a minute.
That's right.
Holy cow.
Gabe Clem.
Hey, guys.
And I saved the best for last, Mr. Fishington.
It's been 6 months. Where have you been?
It's actually been 8 years. All right, so we have a figure-centered show today. It's been a long and pricey struggle, but we finally tracked down and acquired Halo Series 15. So we're going to give our in-hand opinion about it. So now that we got it in hand, are Locke's biceps that good? And then we have a new blind bag that's been announced, and we are here to share our thoughts and opinions. With the addition of the Halo Universe line of blind bags, I lost my place. With the addition to the Halo Universe line of blind bags, Builds with Blocks has been so interested to see what would be included in traditional blind bag series. So Halo Infinite Series 4 has brought us a wide variety of figures and a very special buildable edition. We also want to discuss the Halo Heroes 16 reveal, the fan-voted haunted figure, and more. So we got the haunted, and it looks good. And lastly, we want to talk about the new figures that are coming in all the sets. So we want to have talks about Hood, Jega, and all the guys that are like in these new sets. So we're gonna look at the figures in the sets. We're gonna pick out our favorites and say which ones are we most excited for, and how they compare to previous ones, because some of them are a bit of a repeat. But before we get started on the main topic, what have we been up to on the block front, the Halo front? What's been going on in Halo? Nothing at all has been happening in Halo at all. Very
Boring.
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet. Halo community is at peace for once.
Right.
They should do a TV show, to be honest.
Really.
That would be cool.
It is an unprecedented time. Yeah. All right, so Colin, what have we been up to?
I've been watching that Halo TV show, and I was actually on our episode recap, and that's for adults, by the way. So watch that or listen to that with caution. But yeah, so we won't go on a big rant of the Halo TV show. So I've watched it. I've been watching it with my wife and my parents, and that's been a lot of fun to share Halo right on TV screen, whereas they're not sitting on the couch watching me play. So experiencing that, kind of the love and the story and all that sort of stuff, which has been great. I did have recently posted a video interview with Simon the Domain. So if you haven't checked that out, please do. That was a lot of fun. Simon was visiting Minnesota for couple months, and we finally got a chance to sit down and do a one-on-one chat, and it was kind of like two worlds collide, right? Like the Builds with Blocks, like the new kids in the block, right? And then the established, Simon the Domain. We got to finally chat, and that was a lot of fun. So did that, and then I haven't been doing much on Halo Mega Construx, but Mega Construx, I'm close to building my Havoc staff.
Nice.
I finally moved my office. You can see the background. I'm actually in a different location right now, but I moved my office from what was the nursery, then it was my office, and now it's my 8-year-old's bedroom. So I've now moved down into a different room, and so one of the next episodes you'll see a different background. But I don't have as much display space anymore, so like you won't see Halo stuff in the background necessarily. But I do want to at least build that Havoc staff, and maybe a couple other things to have around. So excited to finally break that thing out.
I have not pulled the trigger on the Havoc staff, but it does look awesome. We just need the the sword to go with it.
Yes.
If you're listening.
I'm sure that's coming. Yeah, it's one of those things where you look at the pictures of the Havoc sword, and because it's the Havoc staff, and it's all purple, it's kind of hard to see like all of the angles that they built into it. But I think once I have it in hand, it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, the structure that they used to build the rounded horns looks pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Gabe, what have we been up to?
Since the last time we all spoke to each other, I've finished my last semester at my current school.
Nice.
So I'm all,
Big deal.
Congrats, man.
all donezo.
Yeah.
Very excited.
All grown up.
Yeah. Halo's been kind of slow.
Motorcycles are fast.
Motorcycles are fast.
This is
My
a true
parents
statement.
actually started watching the Halo show. And because they know about Halo because of me and my dad and I used to play it together, but because they don't play it all the time, they have the perspective, probably from a little more ideal perspective. Like, they don't have all the input of the games to go off of, and they quite like the show a lot.
You've got
So
some
that was a nice
conversations
change.
coming with them.
Oh yeah, nice change from what I hear in the community. But Mega Construct side of things, it's been kind of slow as well. I haven't really I do commissions here and there. Been trying to keep busy with that. I haven't really bought anything crazy. I get blind packs, series 2 or 3 if they're out around my house. But I think the last serious Mega Constructs thing I bought was the I think it was actually I got another Brute Chopper. That way I had another Escherum figure to work on. But yeah, I'm just kind of taking things slow. I've been enjoying Season 2 of Infinite. Slowly working my way through the Battle Pass. I think I'm at like level 65.
Nice.
So
that's with no boost too, right? I have boosts.
I use double XPs, but I've never bought a level.
Yeah.
So
that's impressive.
Double XPs, if you can use them, are a huge help. But yeah, I mean, Halo World is, it's kind of in a lull right now, but hopefully things pick up as summer goes on.
We've talked about the Last Spartan Standing set, right? The helmet, and how it has like the infected figure with it, but the Last Spartan Standing game that we got in Season 2 is not infected at all.
Yeah, very different.
At some point, things shifted gears, I feel like. They did.
You don't say.
Right, and that happens, right? So, but I like the Last Spartan Standing, the game mode. I've been having a lot of fun with it.
When it first came out, those of you that follow me on Twitter may have seen I was a little ragey. I hated it.
I remember the tweet you put out on the first game day. It
was really weird because I was super ragey and I didn't like it at all. And then I got my first win. Yeah. And then I loved it and was like, oh my god, the adrenaline! This is crazy. Cool. It's addictive, and it's a lot more fun now. Although the first game that I played of Last Spartan Standing, I went up against Arash. I don't know if any of you all know him from Twitter, but he's a hell of a Halo player, and it sucked, and that's why I hated it so much.
It's mad that happened for you, because my first game, Sean W. was in it, Gabe.
Oh my. Yeah, we were all just trying our best.
Right.
Just getting shellacked.
Yeah.
All right, I'm a little leery, but I'm going to give it over to you, Tom. If there is like this clip that has been like we just like moved on, it's because we lost Tom in the Shrikov. But Mr. Fishenden, what have you been up to on the Halo front?
I've actually been really busy. Since we last spoke, I got the Halo Encyclopedia. I got the limited edition version of that, so I did an unboxing video on our channel, and I've been actually, more broadly, really surprised by how much people seem to enjoy those, because both that and the art book have got over 1,000 views, and I've always thought of those as just like throwaway videos, so it's been nice seeing that people actually appreciate getting a closer look at those.
Well, I think people just want to see what the product is, right? Not necessarily the review of the product, which I think is valuable, but just like getting to see what is in the package.
Yeah, exactly. Unboxing it and showing them exactly what you get, which has been a lot of fun. So that's a really cool book. I'm still working my way through that. I've read through all the UNSC and human sections, and I've got the Covenant section to read next. And then on the broader toy front, I've got a bunch of Jazzwares and Mega Construx stuff recently. So somebody on this call hooked me up with a big old box of stuff, or as I said for the Krista army, a big old package. And
Yep, it's a big package.
I got a second Banished Garrison pack, which was really cool because I've now got a little Oni squad of figures to go with the fact that I got two of the Gungoose set recently as well.
Oh yeah.
I got a bunch of the blind bags, so I have a bunch of the Halo 2 brutes, as you can see behind me.
And those finally have been restocked by the time you're watching this, but like Halo Universe, we weren't sure if they're going to be restocked, but they have been. So
I have not
go
seen
check
them
your local stores
at all.
They'll show up pretty soon. Yeah, all Targets are getting them.
Oh well, Target's years away from me.
Got a bunch of Jazzware stuff recently as well, so I can actually grab it off of the floor here. My chair felt like it was going to go then.
I thought I was worried.
A great addition to this. I finally got my hands on this, which is quite hard to see on camera. But this is the rarer version of the armory set. So this is the one that comes with the Banished tank traps. And it also has a grunt mule and a brute warrior as the figures included in it. So I'll be reviewing this on the channel at some point.
Nice.
Do you think possibly we could get a Jazzware Scorpion one day?
Well,
That would be cool.
let's
That would
just
be awesome.
say I saw some interesting pictures from London Toy Fair. And leave that there. And
Copyright disclaimer: we do not know anything about it.
There we go. Fine print.
on a similar front to that, I also got the Yoroi Spartan from the Spartan collection. And
Best figure.
the Halo 2 Master Chief. Gonna keep going. I've got a lot to say at this point because it has been a very, very Halo month.
I'm
for
happy
me.
keep going. I'm happy we're on the toys.
I got a second version of Pelican Inbound, so it was my birthday on May the 12th, so I got a second Pelican set.
Mark your calendars, everybody.
I also got, it's alright, like nobody knew it was my birthday, which was great.
It's a day that will live in infamy.
A second set of the Razorback, so I could build the alternate build. And we've got a video coming out on that next week at the time of recording this.
Fort Fishington?
Which will, wait, what?
Fort Fishington? You're building the alternate build?
I mean, yeah, Fort Fishington.
I love it.
So we've got the alternate build for the Razorback. We're going to have a video on the alternate build for the Pelican when I get around to unboxing it.
Yeah.
And then I am going to do a video combining the alternate build of the Pelican with the sort of garage section from the builder's box.
Yes.
So
cool.
that's on the radar to do. And then lastly, I got one of my white whale items, which is my buddy Tim was in a random Target store, and on the shelf they had the Promethean Strike set. So I got the Promethean Strike for the RRP price. This is the thing that doesn't make sense to me, is I don't think it was exclusive to there. So I have no idea how he's just found it on the shelf. But
What do you have, a guy that lives in 2015?
yeah, well, no, it's an interesting story. So the box was a
Scotland.
little bit beaten up, and part of his local store had been under renovation for ages. So he thinks it just fell between the shelves when it was under renovation, and then they found it and put it out. But yeah, I got
In
that
the
set
system?
at RRP. And
That's
managed
insane.
to obtain that. So I have got finally
By
the
the rings.
blue Promethean soldiers, the blue Promethean sniper. And it's crazy to
awesome.
me because when we were doing our Halo 5 Guardians episode not too long ago, I'm sure that I mentioned that set in that episode and said I wished I'd picked it up. So now I have it, which is great.
yeah.
And there is a review coming out on that next week as well.
Strike,
So-
is this the one with the
So since it's a rare set, I actually wanted to grab it and show it on camera as well, so you can see that you get all of these Promethean figures.
Yeah. Look at them.
Man, that is sick.
It comes with all of them, right?
Yeah.
When they're all stood up like that. That's a hefty pack. And then you
So
get
you
Spartans.
get all of that, and then you get Spartans. My only criticism, I said in the video, is the amount of Spartans included is really weird, because you get 6 of them, and at the time, the fire teams that they were releasing were made up of 5 Spartans, so it's a bit weird that there's an extra one thrown in. You also get this little flag, which has got, and I'll see if I can get this to focus actually, it probably, there we go, Yeah, you've got the little
Oh,
Mega
yeah.
logo on the flag. There's a
Oh,
better
is
look
that
of that in the
nice?
video.
That's awesome.
I think it's the same one that you could actually get in Halo 5 for your Spartan. And then
Yeah.
you get the Promethean crate, and this is the only
I
other
love
time
those
the
crates.
crate mold is used, apart from the customizer pack as well.
Yeah.
So, really cool set.
Cool set.
It sort of... It makes me sad that we have never got more Promethean things, because obviously Halo 5 wasn't necessarily as popular with fans as they wanted, so we kind of got a few Prometheans and that was it. But I'm happy that I've got the lion's share of them now.
Yeah.
Halo Universe.
That's me
Getting
done
that.
now, I promise.
It's a thing. We're gonna
Well
be
done, sir.
talking. We're gonna be talking about a set that is harkens back to the Halo 4 days. So I think we probably might see some Prometheans.
I
once
hope so.
again.
I hope so.
Yeah. For me, it's actually been pretty quiet on Halo. I've done a lot of Lego collecting. Mainly for me, it's just been near impossible to find Mega where I'm at. So I had to get Series 15 off of Amazon, and it's a little pricey there. So it is what it is. I'm happy I have the figures. It is sad not being able to find anything in stores.
I feel your pain, man.
There is just like this rush you get when you come up on the aisle and there they are.
Yeah.
And I had that for a little bit, but it seems to be that Jazzwares is taken over the Halo section, and Mega is no longer there. So lots
So you have a
of
Halo section in
Well,
your
it's
Target?
like there's no. I don't. I have a Walmart. I don't. There's
Oh,
a
your
Target. Yeah. There's only one Target in the state where I live.
Walmart's pretty dry. Like I don't think it's really
Yeah.
carrying anything Halo Mega right now. It's sad.
Yeah, so it's just Jazzwares, and it's like this little part of the aisle, but
Yep.
that's like the Halo section.
Mhm.
So I haven't really picked up anything. I did pre-order the Banshee, so
Nice.
that I was able to snag a pre-order of that, and I've been buying a lot of Star Wars 501st Battle Packs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a project in mind?
I was hoping one day to do kind of like a fall Order 66 stop motion, but
That's cool.
so I've been doing that. I did get the Bad Batch shuttle because they're cool, and I have watched the Halo show, so I guess that's probably what I've been doing most on Halo. It's a thing that's happened. I'm not gonna get too much into it just because we're focusing on something else. I'm happy for the people that love it. You know, I think it's something that, like Colin and Jeepers Creepers, Colin and everyone has been mentioning that people outside of the community, outside, have been able to kind of appreciate it for what it was intended. So I think I haven't finished the show. I will try to. I don't know if I can get myself to. But if we ever do an episode where Builds with Blocks talks about the show, I'll probably finish it up. And so that's just me on Halo. Actually, to be honest, nothing super major. But
Have you been playing it all?
I have been playing. I just play the campaign. Like I'll go on there night after work and I'll just chill out on the open rings and just breathe in Zeta Halo. I know yeah. So that's what I've been hanging out on. I am so excited. I wasn't able to be on the episode where we revealed these sets, or where we discussed the sets at the reveal, but the sets that Mega have coming our way are awesome, and I'm happy to really start grabbing those. But right now we are going to talk about the figures. And just very quickly, we just want to give our first in-hand discussion of Series 15, because this is something that we all have in hand, and it's actually a miracle that we all have it. So let's throw this out there. I think we should talk about Agent Locke first, because Colin really wants to talk about Agent Locke.
His biceps, you mean?
Yeah, his biceps.
I have all of them here. I have the small little space, so it's like, this is it.
So we're going to do a live unboxing of these.
Oh, I can't do it. No,
He can't take
I'm just
them
going
out
to
the
stare at him
box.
through the plastic.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the objects in mirrors look a little bigger
Are you
because of the
stroking
plastic.
his bicep, Colin?
So the biceps
so
look a little
soft.
bigger. So be careful. It's
They're soft but hard at the same time. How is
Oh
that
my.
possible? Yeah, I guess I'll talk about Locke because he's so rad, right? Like it's Locke from Nightfall, which is super cool. I love the deep colors are good. And the detail, like his dog tags, obviously those are like front and center, and they
Yeah.
did do a good job on his face. A lot of times, at least the one that I have, a lot of times they struggle with that detail for whatever reason. But I feel like the production value on this is solid. This is a Commando or DMR. It's a
DMR.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
a DMR. So
Oh boy, we haven't done this in a while.
I
guys.
know exactly. Well, I'm not the detail guy. You guys are. And then he's got his
Excuses.
little thigh pack on there as well. So yeah, like he's got everything that you would want from this type of a character. And I feel like if you don't know Halo, he's just a rad guy that you could have. I've been getting
Yeah,
into tabletop gaming.
That's a civilian
a
right
bit.
there.
Yeah.
Like he could just be a little guy, a proxy for a mercenary or something like that in your game. So
Yeah.
I think overall, I'm really happy with how he
Nice.
turned out.
I agree. Tom, what you think?
I am really happy that they're doing stuff from extended media. I think Nightfall doesn't really get its dues, but it has some really cool character designs. Like I'd love to see one of the colonial militia people eventually as well. I think they'd be a really cool figure. But I also like that it opens the door for stuff from the Halo TV series, because no matter your thoughts on it, there's some really cool designs in the show.
that.
Like one thing I'd really like to see is there's a Marine MP in the series, and they have like really cool BDUs. They have a beret which you don't see on UNSC troops that often, and they look quite cool. So I just love that by doing Locke, they've opened the door to doing all of that stuff potentially under the universe line in the future as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would like to see a Spartan Kai.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
McKee.
As long as they give you that cool little finger energy sword.
That would be
Yeah,
rad if they
finger
could figure
sword.
that out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It would break.
It'll probably just be like a painted blue part on the hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
That'd be cool, though.
I mean, Mega could do it. Gabe, what are your thoughts on the Locke of it all?
So this is what version 5 of Locke that we have now.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
There's the Vulture version, exclusive version, the Osiris version, the Heroes version, and the Gold version that comes with the 20th anniversary set.
And the first Nightfall version.
Oh, true, yeah,
And
and the
the
ODST
Smugglers.
version, so 6.
And did
6
he
different
also
versions
show
of
up
Locke.
in the Vulture?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
said
that was the
Vulture.
first one
Yeah.
that I
Oh,
said,
first
yeah.
one. Okay. Yeah. That was
We've
the
gotten
first
how
one
many of
guys.
his heads? How many of them have his head? 2 or 3?
Just the
2, isn't it?
2.
It's literally the Heroes
It's
one
just 2.
and then the Smuggler's Intercept.
Have his head. Okay.
I think just like piggybacking off of what Tom said, seeing EU stuff be more involved into Mega Construx, being more involved in mainline Halo at all is really cool to see. I do like all the printed details. I like the dog tags especially. I do like that. I think it's his. I don't have the figure next to me right now, but it is his right arm has the Spartan. It's like the Spartan Mark 5B, like the reach forearm to do that little like
Like his little-
in the show. He's got this little tack pad thing on there.
Yeah.
I thought that was a neat detail. Does he have the legs where his feet move?
Yes,
Yeah,
the
he
feet
does.
swivel.
Yeah, I was pretty sure he did.
So you
I
can
like
make
that
him dance.
those are being included more, the same that are on the Marines.
Yep, I was just gonna make that point.
But yeah, I mean, with simple pop and swap, take the arms off, take the head off, and replace them. You could make any manner of civilians. You could make, like Colin said, you could have insurrectionists or something. Like, I think it's a great figure for collectors, for like deep lore fans, and for like customizing. If you just, if you want to have a bunch of new pieces,
Yeah.
it's a solid figure.
It's cool
Nice.
seeing that this figure confirms Brickman's suspicions as well about the suspender piece being able to be used as torso armor as well.
Yes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Brickman was right yet again.
That's our first
There's
mention.
your daily Brickman
Yeah, exactly.
mention on BWB.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take the check in the mail.
Yeah,
There you
exactly.
go.
Yeah,
Sponsor.
exactly. Yeah. Brickman 117 videos can be found out. He does not need us to sponsor, and he's doing amazing where he's going.
On the subject of which, if you are also looking to do amazing on the internet, then you may have heard of NordVPN.
Oh my god.
Go on. Cut in the commercial right there.
Okay. I know we have had a Decimus in the past, and we all know Decimus. So I'm going to very quickly say we throw this around because he hasn't changed significantly, and to the point I didn't even get him out of the box that I had him in with the series because I have a Decimus already, and I think this was probably our third Decimus.
Yep.
Third Decimus. So third Decimus, one Atriox. We're doing okay. But does anybody have anything they want to throw out about Decimus, or do we want to just all collectively say, "Yep, looks good"?
It's pretty basic. I think maybe, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe the like color gray has a little bit more flake in it or something. Like it's very minimal changes in it. I will say the two Decimus figures that we got before, one came in a Frost Raven that for one was very rare and very expensive.
True that.
The other one came out in Hero Series 4, which was way back in like 2014, maybe even before that. I mean, like a long time ago.
It would have been 2016 or something.
Yeah, no, it's an old figure.
Oh, 2016. But yeah, like
2016.
my point is just that, for people that couldn't get either of those versions, gives you a chance to have another Halo Wars 2 character to go alongside Atriox now that the Banished is back in the spotlight.
Mm-hmm. And honestly,
is the new Atriox?
But that is a good point. But I have to say, I do love the Halo Wars 2 version of the Banished more than the Infinite. So I like that kind of more like medieval, gritty knight armor that the Banished rock with the helmets that come down. Yeah. So more of that would be fine. And obviously, as we've mentioned before, with the addition of going back and picking up the expanded universe of Halo, we might be seeing more of those awesome brutes. Actually, this is probably my favorite figure of the line, and that's Linda 058.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So I think I'm just going to jump in first because this is my favorite figure. I do think this one, it's interesting because I was looking at it compared to the Halo 5 version, and it's amazing just the difference in, like, I guess art style, because the Halo 5 version of Linda is very detailed, and there seems to be a lot of things going on that armor. And this one, true to form with Infinite, kind of stripped it down, took it back to, and not in a negative sense, but made it more simplistic and more streamlined. I do love the creamy color. It's not less like a white or like too much silver. But I think the helmet isn't as it's not as.
There was a lot of visual noise on the Halo 5 one.
Exactly. There you go. Noise. Noise is a good way to put it. So I like the streamlined version. I like that we got our sniper rifle. So I'm really pleased with this figure. But does anybody else want to jump in on this one?
Gabe,
I see your hand there. Go ahead.
So for one, people that aren't aware, Linda in Halo Heroes Series 15 is based directly on how she appears on the cover of The Fall of Reach.
Shadows of Reach.
Shadows of Reach, pardon me. And actually, Tom could probably confirm this. I haven't gotten my encyclopedia yet, but I'm pretty sure there's a official image of Gen 3?
Gen 3,
yes.
Armor.
Yeah, Gen 3 Linda in the encyclopedia,
there is.
which actually shows both of her shoulders properly, and I think it's her right one is the same as Chief. So, for anybody that really cares, I customize things. I have to care about these things, but do a little pop and swap. That way you have one that I guess is technically lore accurate.
Yeah.
But her new shoulder molds are sick. The new helmet mold, I love it. Just like Matt said, creamy color, perfect. Mm-hmm. It's nice seeing Nornfang again. I think we've got that twice Blue Team and the
Blue
20th
Team, yeah.
anniversary pack.
Yes.
Yes.
So
No, it didn't. It didn't even come
20th
in the
anniversary
20th
wasn't-
anniversary pack.
No, it was just black.
It wasn't painted anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So twice is Heroes and Blue Team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think
Um,
the controversial thing about this figure is probably no numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah,
I mean, I
because
was
again,
never-
on the cover you can't see them.
I mean,
So
I've never been like, oh, I need to know the number of the Spartan on the chest plate. But for lore accuracy, it would have been nice to see. And I think,
yeah,
well, I'm sure, because we'll talk about a Kelly here later. But you know, it is nice to see that they're gonna put the numbers on it.
It's interesting, just from the standpoint of consistency as well. I think if you're giving the number to Fred and Chief, then it makes sense for everyone to have them.
Yeah.
And I'd almost argue I'd rather have the numbers, even if it's not lore accurate, so they just all look uniform when they're displayed together.
true.
And the numbers are kind of like a newer edition anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like they first added into with the anime show, isn't that what they were added to in the Legends? Like,
Yeah,
that
Halo
didn't
Legends.
exist at all in Halo before that in Bungie era. So, but yeah, I think from a consistency standpoint, it'd be nice to have it.
I concur.
Yeah, I mean, her helmet. I feel like her helmet. It's taken me the most to get used to. Again,
Yeah.
from like a game standpoint, because like, okay, she's a sniper. That makes sense that it's kind of like looks like it can zoom in, but like the things on the side, whatever those are, they have I guess shrunk them a bit so they're not as apparent,
Right.
which I like. So it's not as awkward as as the initial design of that helmet. But yeah, overall, I'm happy to have a Linda in my collection. Well, I have another Linda. I have the Blue Team as well. But
Well,
it's nice
it
to have this
is.
one.
I remember I did when Shadows of Reach came out. I did like a picture of the cover in mega form.
Yeah.
But that was with a lot of the Halo 5 versions. It just had, I think at the time I just had Infinite Chief. So maybe I'll see if we can revisit it with
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
with these guys. So it is nice to have, I guess, the most up to date
Yeah.
versions of these characters.
Well, and like when you think about Shadows of Reach, like that happens right before Halo Infinite, you know.
Right.
So it's
So
like
this is
technically
their
Halo
own.
universe, but it's also
Right.
Halo Infinite.
And to be honest, I like the Halo Shadows of Reach version more than the Halo 5
Yeah.
armor. I think my favorite is Kelly's because I just love that, like the helmet. I think they nailed it. And so for me, it is nice to see finally actually after all this time grabbing these guys to have what we would consider the most up to date version.
I think it makes sense as well, and I like the fact that they make the armor feel more modular by Gen 3 sharing the base. So it's all like the same base armor suit, and then there's just minor modifications to it. Because I think if you think about producing new armor in the wake of the Created Uprising, that makes a lot more sense that the UNSC would want to streamline it and wouldn't want to be so specific with each suit of armor.
Right. Maybe a little less and honestly it makes it feel more like a military, right? You know, in my opinion, Halo 5 and Halo 4, with the designs, it got a little too close to Star Trek-y spacefaring beings, and this one it's like, now they're a military, and if it's
Very
not
uniform,
needed, it's off.
concise.
Yeah, it would make sense that their helmets are different because they have different specialties, but like the rest of it should be about the same.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. All right. So next up, we have an ODST. This is ODST Ramos and Ramos. He's got a nice green colorization. I'm pleased with this one. What are you guys thinking about him? Nice
Love
addition.
it. Yeah. I think it's cool that we've got all the Fireteam Raven.
It is awesome.
I want Mega to go back and redo all four of them at some point in one package, purely because when they did Graves, they weren't doing them as detailed. So you can see even Lang is more detailed than Graves, and Graves just kind of has different colours rather than specific areas coloured. So I'd like to see them do all of them to the same standard that Hudson and also Ramos set out for those figures.
Do you remember
Well-
if Graves has the name too? Like,
I think he does still. Yeah.
As we'll discuss later, Mega is lumping fire teams and groups of teams in sets together. So
This
I'm
is
sure
true.
we'll probably get a ODST fire team that incorporates all these figures to the detail that we're accustomed to now.
Mhm.
So, what do you guys think? ODST, Gabe.
It's an ODST.
Oh my
To be honest,
gosh.
The fans
like-
are gonna kick off.
I
That's
like
it.
the I
Bovie
like the
just
fire
checked out.
team,
Bovie, don't go. Bovie.
and I like the colors. I like that metallic green. I like the champagne color on his visor.
Ooh, that's a good way to phrase
I
it.
think he's painted very well. But outside of that, I mean, it's an ODST figure. I mean, it's nice. I know I have a lot of friends that are big ODST fans, so they've been army building these. But I'd say probably my favorite part about it is just being able to have another member of the team, to be honest.
Yeah, it scratches that collector itch of I've Infinity Stoned all of these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I want to do
Well,
it.
the ODSTs are usually on shelf in some capacity, right? So like this is our
Yeah.
ODST. Or I guess we're gonna get to another ODST this fall too, but we haven't really seen like the ODST pods are off shelf. You know, a lot of the other sets, like the figure packs, you can find them here and there. But for the most part, this is, you know, if you want an ODST, this is the one that's on shelf right now. So well done, but you know, nothing super exciting about, you know, the single.
Honestly, I honestly like what Tom was talking about, that the armor, like you can see so much detail when in like in previous versions you'd probably just get like the gray boots, and it's nice to actually see that they've incorporated the green, and it's not just like an area, but it's like interwoven into it, which is nice. And one of the things that I really love is I love the assault rifle that comes with this figure.
Yeah, it's well done.
True.
It is the paint is actually it looks like the traditional, you know, and it also is the version that you're allowed to put the muzzle
scope on?
the scope
Yeah.
and
The
the
muzzle and the
muzzle
scope, yeah.
flash.
Oh, the muzzle flash. Yeah, yeah.
I like the phrasing there with allowed to, Matt. Mega
Yeah.
have allowed us to do it on this
Exactly.
occasion.
Exactly. You know, because sometimes they don't allow us to. Sometimes we need Gabe's help to get us there.
I was coming clutch.
Okay. So that's Series 15, and we have that in hand. But
Well, no, you've missed the best figure, Matt. What are you doing? You've missed the light of Sanghelios.
oh, I didn't put him on there, did I? Oh my gosh!
We need to
Oh, I thought that
talk
was a
about
bit.
that figure.
I thought
Because
it
I
was a
have
bit.
6 of that figure.
Was it?
Okay.
Was it? Yes.
It's just
Maybe it was a
yes.
bit. It was a bit. Look at them. Look at him.
We've
got us.
needed honor guards again for so long. That red one from Series 3 is so ridiculously overpriced on the aftermarket. So getting a new honor guard is awesome, and the fact that Mega went above and beyond with naming this the Light of Sanghelios as well and putting the icon on the base is just... It's so good. I have 6 of them. I have them displayed with Shipmaster and also the Ultra Grunts from the blind bags.
Wait. Did you just say I have 6 of them?
Yes. Are you questioning how?
I just want to know who you had to kill.
So my friend in Illinois hooked me up with 5, and then Connor, hi Connor, Colin
Connor.
threw
That's his
an
middle name,
extra
Connor.
one in my package as well. So
Aw.
I have 6.
Wow, who'd you kill, Colin? Is
I
Simon
just
still
I live
alive?
in the land of targets, so
I was gonna say
Yeah.
there's 3 targets in my area. I've got like 7 or 8 honor guards.
I've got a billion
Rip-off
targets in my
artists.
area. So
Rip-off
Simon
artists.
was able to get a bunch while he was in Minnesota, and there was plenty left for me, and,
Oh,
and
good.
hopefully other collectors.
I thought maybe you
I've
bumped him
walked
off after
by
doing you.
and left some, so I didn't take them all, but I have a couple as well.
Okay, I think
I've got-
it is very easy to say that this is probably one of the best figures we've had in a Halo
Yeah.
Heroes line in quite a bit. I know we got an Elite back in old articulation
Yeah.
with this same kind of similar. Obviously, this is far superior, but the same kind of color scheme. I
Yeah.
am missing where
It was
came
with
from.
the Spectre.
Spectre.
Spectre,
Yeah.
yep. And it didn't come with this amazing weapon. But I have to say, this is probably, like I said, Linda's my favorite character, but this is so unique to have. Like, you have your prophets there, and you just put these guys all around
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say as well, I really hope we get the honor guards from the TV series. They would be cool.
Those are pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think some TV series tie-in stuff will be good.
I got 3 comments
Uh-oh.
about the Light of Sanghelios. For
So
one,
moving on.
Where-
the gray honor guard pike is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Most of the other ones are black, but I like that one's gray and gold, or
Yeah.
sort of like a deep gray. Second comment, it's really good for custom figures. I've made so many Halo 2 elites. It's ridiculous. Third comment, really, are we still doing this, Mega, where we don't use the proper lower legs?
Oh, man.
Are you kidding me? You put them on Halo 2 Artas, but you don't put them on the honor guards. Why do we do this? That is the only gripe I have. All the time, constantly I say, use the Halo 2 legs on the Halo 2 elites, but nobody listens to me, and I don't know why. But that's the only problem I have with it.
We'd like to take this opportunity to say that the opinions expressed in Builds with Blocks are not necessarily the opinions of Evolved as an entity.
Oh, they're representative
Please
of the entire brand.
Everything Gabe says.
I mean, it's a good
speaks
point.
for
Like,
it.
why wouldn't they? Why
Right.
wouldn't they add those in? I
It
don't
just
know.
confuses me because Halo 2 Anniversary Artas, they put the right legs on them, but the wrong chest piece. And for the honor guards, they use the right chest piece, but the wrong lower legs.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why they don't just make a full
Wait,
Halo 2
so-
Anniversary Elite.
Can we put the honor guard chest plate on?
Yes, you can. That's what I did weeks ago.
Okay. I need to try
And
that in a minute.
It looks hot.
Not as hot as stuff from the TV show.
Oh boy. Moving
So,
on.
Matt, proceed.
Yeah.
Please.
Anyway, so back to this amazing figure. Okay, so yeah, I guess it is true though. It is an inconsistency that I think is an easy fix, especially because it's not like the legs don't exist, right? We've seen them on Ertos.
Yeah, I mean, they're used on all kinds of stuff,
Yeah.
especially Halo Wars
Well,
Elites.
Gabe, they just do it just to trigger you.
Yeah.
Probably.
Please keep
honestly.
doing it.
Jan's like over here like, ha ha, got him again.
Probably.
It'd be Kevin.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Oh, Kevin even more. Shout out to those guys. You guys are still awesome. All right, so we do have a new... Do I have any more figures left, Tom? I miss any?
I think you were right.
Alright.
I'll let you know if you miss anything
I
else,
mean,
Matt. Don't worry.
I did the notes, so you know that they're garbage.
Oh, the notes are garbage.
Yeah. So we do have the Halo Heroes 16 that's been announced. And this one we got Kelly, a Spartan Haunted, Jackal variant that I'm not going to say the name because I always butcher it. We got Hudson. We got
Skirmisher.
thank you. We have a new Spartan. Am I missing one? Is there 5 in
No,
this one?
you're right. You're fine. You've done
Okay.
it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm like, now you got me self-conscious.
Oh wait, no, you forgot. No, never mind.
So
You
Kelly,
forgot the
this-
Atriox one. Yeah.
No,
Hudson.
Mega just forgot that.
Ooh, oh,
It was
we
a
are.
spoiler, I feel like.
We were.
Yeah,
I get it.
We are like spicy with our Halo hot takes today.
Hey,
got a
wait,
lot.
no, that's a different channel. We're not
Yeah,
Halo
that's right.
Hot
That's
Takes. That's
domain owns that
copyright
now.
the domain.
Right.
Oh, excuse me. So what do you guys think? We want to talk about the Haunted first. I feel like that's
Let's just start
probably
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good place to start. Now the Haunted, obviously the fan vote. Congratulations to everybody that voted Haunted. Sucks to be everybody else who wanted something else.
We won the second time, so no worries.
Ooh,
We.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was up there with Colin on the Warden. I was right there with
Yeah,
him.
you
Would've
were,
been
but
rad.
clearly the community weren't.
Well, you know what? The community's not always right.
You just
But they were on this occasion.
The community voted for the Haunted, Tom.
True. Fair, yeah.
Oh.
we talked about this. So we had a reaction to the fall release show that Gabe was on. And so, Gabe, you got first kind of look at this, right? And so the three of us got, but we haven't heard your thoughts at all yet, Matt. So I feel like maybe you should chime in your thoughts on this thing. Like, what do you think?
I think it looks great. I mean, I like I said, like Spartan figures are cool for me, and obviously, I like having a wide variety. And for me, I'm more kind of into the campaign of everything, so having a bunch of Spartans doesn't always work for me. But the haunted figure looks amazing, and I think the colors that they chose for it. I mean, like we were all posting that one picture of like it was like a blue and black, and for some reason I just assumed it would be in that color, just because like that's just how my mind works, because that's what I saw. But I really do love the colors, and I think the detail that they put into it is quite amazing, especially with the visor that can come off. That's an amazing bonus that I didn't think we were gonna see such an addition. Honestly, if I had to throw a gripe, I'm not a huge fan of the weapon. It looks nice, but
the concussion rifle.
Yeah. It always gives me a headache. And
I've had a realization with this figure, and it doubles up really nicely, because this now works as Master Chief at the end of episode 9 of the Halo TV show as well.
So anyway,
you gotta cut
my
that,
thoughts.
by the way. No spoilers. Cut.
Well, by the time I edit this, hopefully everyone will have seen it.
That's it for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, that's true. Some of us don't want to. So anybody else want to jump in on their haunted? I think Megan nailed it.
Not got anything else to say on it, really. I think it's a cool figure.
Just a walking corpse. Okay.
The only other thing I would like, and I know we've talked about seeing it again. We've talked about the color. Like I would have liked, and I don't know what color, maybe like the black or something else. You know, I do appreciate the green as it is, you know, like UNSC Spartan color. It would have been interesting to see what other color variations they went through.
I disagree. I like getting the Spartans in green because I think they're a lot more easier to use with campaign figures.
Sure, yeah.
But to Colin's point, this figure is kind of, in my opinion, lends itself to a more covert ops type of deal, right?
Yeah.
Like, so it'd be nice to see like a black and blue stealth suit.
I tell you what color scheme would have worked really well, and it would still be infinite relevant as well.
Pink and orange.
No.
There you go.
This color scheme. Like,
gold and red, huh?
Sit down so you can see it, yeah. The metallic red and gold would have been awesome.
Ooh, that would have looked... The gold would have looked nice with the clashing with the skull.
Yeah.
You guys are giving me all kinds of ideas.
Yes.
I copyright and trademark the idea for a red and gold metallic haunted Spartan. If you make a game, you have to give me lots of money.
I don't think that's possible.
Yeah. We'll see how that works.
So if you do make one, Gabe, there has to be like a little note at the bottom of the picture that says...
I'll put it right on the bottom of the foot,
put my
just
name
like
on
in
your
Toy
figure.
Story.
There you go, exactly. Just like the little foot.
Instead of a
by
number,
Tom
it's just TOM.
Yeah. I do want to mention, because of course everybody that sees this figure is going to be talking about, oh my god, it's the haunted helmet, it's amazing. A couple things. One, in case you don't remember, Mega did mention, I think it was Kevin actually specifically when he was on the show with us, mentioned that this doubles as a pilot figure in the future. They'll be able to mold that visor in an opaque plastic, so you'll actually have the pilot helmet as well. But collar, breach, or chest piece. That's one of the last 4 chess pieces from Reach that Mega hasn't made. And arguably, it's like the single most popular chess piece ever. Yeah. I mean, I probably have sculpted this more times than any other single piece ever. And I'm very happy that it's getting an official mold. The only thing I would change about this figure is maybe make the literal collar around the neck black, so that it's differentiated from the rest of the chest.
Yeah.
For a hero's figure, it just seems a little blank.
I can see that. Especially,
but outside, I mean,
because we have the ODST that the color is like we were talking about earlier, interwoven throughout the armor.
I mean, just for a hero's figure, I would just have much preferred that be black, so that you could actually differentiate that molded detail from the rest of the base chest piece. But I do appreciate that the shotgun shells are painted.
I think,
but I mean, looks stellar.
Doing it in the metallic green color as well actually makes more sense when you think about how many other Reach armor variants are in that color. So all of
CQC,
that armor is
the
interchangeable.
Recon.
Yeah.
Good point. Kelly. Spartan Kelly. We now back to our previous point. This one does have the numbers. When we got Kelly in the Razorback, she did not. It seems to be the same kind of color white, though there is a significant more amount of detail with this figure.
Well, this is the Halo Legends version.
Yeah.
As opposed to the
Infinite,
Halo Infinite version.
Exactly. So this is what you would see in that
the package.
The package, yes, with the cool little bikes that they were flying in space.
Yeah.
And Spartan Solomon.
Booster
frames.
The booster frames. Exactly. What do you guys think? Thoughts?
I like her. I think there's a lot of detail packed in.
I like her
I
too.
think my my big four, I managed to ignore that so well, is that I really want to see Fred and Chief again now, because that Chief is really hard to track down. And I've wanted that Chief for ages anyway, because it's the same
Tom.
design it's in Forward Unto Dawn. Yeah.
Do you not have that, Chief?
I do not. I never acquired it.
I have two.
Why are you swearing at me, Gabe?
I have two.
We may need to talk, because if I can get a Gungoose,
yeah. Hey,
trades are happening.
Hey, there we go.
Crooked deals are coming out.
Yeah, I want to see Fred again, because I mean,
For
again,
sure.
this is pain for me, but mine yellowed because it was in the conservatory. So, you know, I say that sentence a lot. But yes, Kelly is good. I hope they just use her as an opportunity to revisit Halo Legends more broadly. Because imagine if we got Solomon as well. That would be cool.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
Especially, I mean, if they're doing things like Nightfall Lock, Legend Solomon is totally on the table.
I think there is a chance that maybe one day we'll get the Halo Legends Spartans in an actual set together with some booster
like the
frames.
McFarlane set that they did
That'd
back
be
in the
cool.
day.
Yeah. Because like I said, and I've repeated it, we have seen some Spartans packaged together that are a part of a team recently. Yeah. And we're going to talk
it's
about
almost
that.
as if we're building up to something, Matt.
It almost is. It's almost like I planned it that way.
You know what I would have liked to have seen with this Kelly figure instead of a shotgun?
You wanted
is
so she can take her helmet off.
plasma rifles.
That would have been quite cool. Yeah.
2 plasma rifles would have
That'd
been
be cool.
dope.
Mm-hmm.
Shotgun's cool. I appreciate that it's a painted shotgun. I just was thinking of like an alternate version that had plasma rifles would be awesome.
Or it could have been her custom shotgun.
Ooh.
Oh, Oathsworn?
Yeah.
Close one, yeah.
Also, if we ever do get a set, they have to make the cool Halo 2 Covenant bomb, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
That would be cool.
We're
that
just
so
saying
bad.
everything we want in the set now.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, now it got me thinking. Now I'm just thinking about Halo Legends, and now I want.
All I'm
want
saying
that
is
bomb.
we need this as well as a mega figure.
Oh, my God.
I bet you that's coming.
Yeah.
Shh. Say
And
it too
cut.
loud. Don't say it too loud, or else it won't happen. Yeah. So Kelly, Colin, did you have any thoughts on our?
No, I mean, we talked about all these figures, the three of us, so I'm really interested in your thoughts through this, and then anything else everybody wants to add to it. But just curious, because we haven't chatted with you. You haven't been on for a while. So.
I know. I've been MIA. They put me in a little
Yeah.
cryopod, and
Right.
I woke up, and then I found out years had
Off you
passed.
At this point, interject my clip from the beginning saying it's been 6 months. Where
Yeah.
have you been?
Yeah, exactly. I know,
But no,
literally.
I love Kelly as a character, so more Kelly, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Oh, we know.
Ooh. Yeah, Kelly's my favorite member of Blue Team besides Chief, so I think she looks awesome, and I think what this figure does for me is it opens up more possibilities of what we might see later.
Yeah.
And it is nice to see once again Mega pulling from all areas of the Halo universe. That's really nice to see, and we're not just in one area. So you don't really know, no door is closed, all doors are open, everything's on the table. So I really dig that. So we got 3 more figures, and if you guys have already really kind of discussed this, we can kind
Hit
of
us with your thoughts, Matt. Go for it.
we can just
Yeah,
kind of
do it,
go
dude.
through it. I don't like the color on the new Spartan. It looks like a American flag got shredded.
Just straight out.
Yep, we're just going for it.
HCS, baby.
We have had a Mark 7. What is this now, Gabe? Your 8th Mark 7? 9th?
So this is I'm pretty sure this is the 3rd or 4th Halo Hero series alone with a Mark 7 Spartan.
So Gabe loves it. We all know that.
Oh, it's riveting.
No, but you liked you mentioned you liked the color scheme, right?
I think that it's really cool to have the Pepsi skin because of how because
Face of
of
a new generation,
like
baby.
when you get into Infinite, that's like one of the first things that you have is the Pepsi skin, and it goes on all three of your cores. And I just like the fact that it's directly correlating with something in game. Like we've got a mega figure using a skin and an armor from in game. Yeah. I just like how they tied it together.
That the weapon's painted. I think that looks nice. Yeah.
Yeah, the HCSBR is cool.
I just wanna drop a little idea here, Mega. If you're listening, it would be quite cool to see a HCS series. So obviously, where they're doing face-to-face HCS events, you could have a series of figures that are available at each of those events. It doesn't have to be different figures event to event, but I'm just thinking where you've got all of those skins from Season 1, like the Space Station skin, for example, you could do micro action figures of people's favourite HCS team that they can get at the events.
That's cool.
Don't do that. I can't travel that much. And I'd need all of them.
Just make some friends.
Come on.
You're good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll hit up Uberneck and he'll grab everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I do want to say, and I feel like I mentioned this before, but the Athlon armor was like the Halo 5 Pro armor, right? And I wasn't a big a fan of that. Like, there's something about it that it was, I don't know, too streamlined. It felt like they were too much trying to make them all football players.
It looked too spacey and not military.
Yeah, they look. So anyway, I appreciate the Mark 7 design a lot more than that. So I'm cool with having more of them and variations. I like the uniqueness of this one more so than like their take on the HCS stuff with the Athlon armor.
I dig the armor. I think it's probably like
the armor's sick.
If I could switch Chief's armor out to this Mark 7, I probably would.
Yeah, just take it off of Stone's body, not Stone Griffin.
Oh, too soon.
Stone's dead too.
Yeah.
All right, moving on, we have the Skirmisher. I said that right?
Hey,
you got it.
You said it perfect.
I love this figure, especially because they've made a comeback in Infinite, so it's nice to be able to build up and build up more of this, especially because Reach, we have them there too. It is a portion of the Covenant/Banished army that hasn't been fully represented in a large part, so I'm happy that we're getting more of them. I love the Nita rifle, especially with how beautifully it's colored. Like,
it does look neat, very clean.
Yeah. So this is obviously a Reach style because
it's a Reach skirmisher, though,
because he's carrying the Reach weapon. So I mean, the cool thing about this is that it is once again another, and I like the idea of having an army builder figure.
Yeah.
You know, and it is nice that Mega has mixed named characters with building. You know, so you can get more than one. So you don't like, okay, I'm not going to buy like 8 Kellys. Gabe might, but
why would I need 8 Kellys?
Well, you have like 6, 7 of the laser Sanghelios. But so I do like we're getting more of this, and like I said, the Nita rifle is probably my favorite weapon, so absolutely love it. Anybody else got anything?
Just go for it, Gabe. Gabe, man. Oh.
Do you even know who we are anymore, Tom?
Not really, no.
All right, last but not least, we have a ODST Hudson. Much like Ramos, I'd say he's pretty much the same, just with different coloring variations.
It's just orange.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, don't be offended, Bobby. I love the ODSTs. So
I like that he's the comms one.
Yep. I do like that addition to the helmet, and I think that's a nice little variation. It would be nice eventually one day to see like a customization of the helmets, like similar to how we got Phase 1 Clone Troopers.
Yeah.
You could switch stuff out, and especially because they're doing that with the weapons and the scope attachments. It'd be cool to see if we could like add stuff to the helmets, especially because like Linda, it's always got something on her.
Well, I mean, with the Haunted having a removable visor, maybe it's starting.
Yeah.
See? Look.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right, he earned his paycheck this week, Colin. We don't have to kick him.
All right, there we go.
Wow, I was getting kicked. What?
Okay. So I've pontificated enough. So I'm gonna swap it over to you, Tom, and you're gonna cover the blind bag series.
Cool.
That
Yeah.
was just
So
released.
yeah, no worries. Since I did the YouTube video on this, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
give you guys watching my thoughts. I'm just gonna let the other guys talk through it. So up first we've got the Covert Desert Marine, which includes the Balaclava head. What are you guys thinking about this one for an army builder? Comes with the Commando, so is that a positive?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Commando's
awesome.
a positive, but you've ruined this figure for me, so I'm just gonna be quiet.
How have I ruined this figure for you, Matt?
It's
Oh,
got
'cause
the
of the-
gap. It's
the
got
gap.
the gap.
Gabe, what do you think of this one? Good for customs?
Sort of, yeah. The desert camo BDUs are a little iffy.
Yeah.
Painting anything like undersuit like that is kind of hard, but I'm super happy about the balaclava head mold
Yeah.
and the commando specifically. Those two pieces alone make that
Yeah.
figure totally worth it.
Yep.
Colin, you in agreement on all of the
Yeah,
above?
that would be my assessment. I'm not crazy about the color scheme. It feels very generic, but if the head is good, or the head will be good when you take the helmet off, and then the weapon itself. So I probably won't grab a ton of these, but I'll grab a handful, 2 or 3 just to have in my collection.
I have a bit of a weird gripe on this one, and it's a gripe that may get me cancelled. But I wish it wasn't a female Marine. And
Whoa!
Why is that?
No,
Why?
It's because I have a lot more, just in terms of what they've included in sets, I've got way more male Marines than I do female Marines. So for me to be able to pop and swap, it would be a lot easier to have a male body and change it to the female body for when I want this to be Desert Female Marines than the other way around, if that makes sense, because I have way more males in green BDUs that I would like to swap into desert characters than I do
Right.
females in green
Well,
BDUs.
The only part that is colored is the arms and legs, which are gender neutral. So
So
can't you still?
I didn't even
just-
think of that.
So you just went on a whole rant.
I didn't even
It's
think
just
of
the
that,
torso,
yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
just the torso that's the female.
So I should, yeah,
And then I
I
guess the
should be
head will
able
be,
to
but-
swap that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Canceled.
for
It's
things
too late,
like
you're already
the,
canceled.
You're canceled. Gone.
it's right,
Walk
yeah.
of shame. Go.
I would just, for the amount of customizable parts I've got, it would work a lot better if it was that neutral torso. But
Right,
it
I
is
gotcha.
what it is. But yeah, so the next figure we have after that is the Purple Grunt Assault. So does anyone have particularly strong thoughts on this one?
It's another grunt. It's purple.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
another grunt.
I mean,
I'm interested to know why they call it a grunt assault instead of
Yeah.
a grunt imperial, like it was for
good
2
point.
whole games. But
It's
different
because
grunt
this
now.
Imperial is assaulting someone.
okay,
I mean, I like having grunts in blind bags. Again, I think I mentioned
True
the
that.
story before. When I first started collecting, I wanted a bunch of grunts, and
Yeah.
I think the blind bag at the time didn't have any. So having them available, grunts are iconic aliens to fight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm good with it. But again, like if you've been collecting for a while, you
Yeah.
know, it's a purple thing of what we've already received. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the grunt mold is an amazing feat
great
that
mold.
Mega has accomplished.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
like,
I mean,
it's spot on. There's no reason to change it, really.
no. And those who started from the beginning remember the dark times with the first grunts. But it continues to be an excellent figure just to have to army build. You know, like
yeah,
this is the pawns of the Covenant army. So
Exactly.
having more is never a bad thing, especially if you're army building.
Yeah.
sure.
Or
I
building
think
a
that's
chest set.
fair. Yeah. Then next up we have got what is one of a number now at this point of infected style Spartans we've got. So this is the Spartan Anubis. How do we feel about getting another infected Spartan?
Is this
It's a
the
game
same one
mode.
as the last Spartan standing?
It's a
Figure?
different armor core, I think.
Okay.
I
Yeah, but
could
it's-
double check quickly because it is in reaching range.
Yeah, please reach.
Oh,
Double
okay.
check.
I just knocked something else. Yeah, the one in here is a Gungnir.
Okay, gotcha.
So
Oh, that's
yeah.
another thing.
And he has the same
Oh,
sword,
so
though, right?
much dust just came off of that as I opened it as well.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's the same sword though.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see
Okay.
it.
All right. So that's cool though.
I think it's cool that we get a glow-in-the-dark figure in a blind pack series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's
Is
a
it going to
pretty neat
glow
fact.
through the pack if I'm shopping at night so I can tell which one it is?
Yeah,
I
even
mean-
though
Not.
stores have lights in them, so night is irrelevant. But
Well,
sure.
yeah, but Tom does all of his shopping in the dark
In the
because
UK,
he's got
we
a
don't
mask on.
actually have lights. We can only do stuff in the daytime.
Well, I mean, in the UK, you don't have Halo sets either. But
Oops.
sorry.
Okay, we're
How?
not friends.
That was low. I
Yeah,
felt
yeah.
that.
Do you know
across
what? You
the
can
interwebs.
you can take your Gungoose and you can shove it where there certainly isn't any
No,
lights.
not the
Oh,
Gungoose.
The trade's off.
Oh. Yes, sir.
Sorry,
He's
it's
just
just
absorbing
really
that.
funny.
That was a savage Tom reversal. There, Gabe came out and then Tom pulled out the Uno reverse card and was like, "Not today, Gabriel."
Any other thoughts on the Anubis? Any at all?
I mean, I like the
pretty cool
Anubis, and it's cool having it in this color scheme. So
I do like the Anubis, yeah.
yeah. Did
I
I,
think
buy,
it's
I think
cool.
I bought this in Halo Infinite. I think I bought you.
I have that
Like,
one as well. Yeah,
It cost money, right? We didn't get that for free anywhere along the
that
lines.
was one of the first bundles actually.
There's free stuff in Halo?
couple things.
Oh, God. There are so many shots today.
It's a spicy one.
All that
morning time.
bent up aggression of 6 months of just not being able to throw
We
shade.
sure have
Alone on
missed
Halo.
each other.
Yeah. And then on that, coming off of one of the greatest additions to the Halo universe with the Halo series, we just are like on a cloud 9.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
What
I'm
is
going to
our,
move us on. So the
Yeah. What's our next
Anubis-
figure, Tom?
The Anubis, clearly a mixed one. The next one is then the Spartan Recon. And Gabe, I'll bring this to you because you said you're happy to see the Ravager included.
Yeah, there's a couple things about this figure that actually make me extremely happy. Obviously, like Tom just said, Ravager being in the blind bag.
That's cool.
Before this, the only set that we saw it in was the Phantom, and then a little while after that, we had seen another helmet set that was going to come with it.
Yeah.
But prior to that helmet, seeing it only in the Phantom was a little stressful because, like, obviously fans are going to want as many of these as possible.
Yeah.
But having it in a blind pack series now is amazing. I'm so happy I'll be able to get a bunch of these. And also, I'm confused about the color of the Recon. I don't know if it just looks
It looks very
neon or if
vibrant.
it's going to be neon. But regardless, the fact that it has the base reach shoulders, those are the ones that I use to make all sorts of like custom parts, and they're super hard to find. Like Mega hardly ever releases that set of shoulders, or if they do, they release it one
Yeah.
and then another one, so it's hard to get to. But having a figure that has those and a Ravager is amazing. Like, I'm super happy about this figure.
Well,
I was just going to jump in quickly and
Go ahead,
say
go.
I know that the Ravager also comes in one of the new helmets. I think it's the stockpile helmet.
Yeah, that's what I was...
Yeah, so you'll
Yeah.
be able to get it in a few different sets across the board.
yeah, it's coming in with a brute in a later set too.
Yeah.
But to touch on the recon, Gabe, see that's actually a military tactic to make your recon guys really bright so that the enemy can see them.
Of course, well, yeah, of course.
Exactly. You know, it's classic military tactic since World War One.
Colin, what are you...
Colin,
That,
can you
got
say
any-
I mean,
that?
that's my issue. Is just like the colors a little too bright.
Yeah,
for
it's
my,
very...
Yeah.
It's very out there.
taste.
Well,
So,
I
but
will say-
having Ravagers is cool for that, variety and Halo Infinite tie-in, right?
I
But
will say
the Ravager
sometimes-
as a weapon is kind of a weird thing in Halo Infinite, also.
Sometimes it looks brighter, and then when we get it in hand, it's not as bright.
Yeah, these images
You know?
are all subject to
Yeah.
change anyway.
There's lighting might have been a little too high when they took the picture.
Yeah, they're turning
Yep.
the ISO up to 5,000 on the camera. And going from something that's really bright and easy to see to something which is impossible to see, you have the AC Jackal Sniper. How are we
Ooh,
feeling
that-
about this?
That transition, sir, was
Thank you. Yeah.
yeah.
Immediately I'm over the moon with this figure. Ever since I saw it in the Gungoose, which, by the way, in case you haven't, and we've mentioned it a couple of times already, go watch Tom's review of the Gungoose.
Thank you.
Ever since I saw
Don't
it
suck
in the
up
Gungoose.
to me now. You're not getting
Oh,
one.
come on. Come on. Ever since I saw it in that set, I've been dying to get one. And I'm really glad that there's an army buildable one in a blind pack series. Although the thing that is, I don't understand. I'm very confused by this. There's the original beam rifle mold in active camo.
The Banished have fallen on hard times. They had to
I guess they're.
use some older weapons.
I'm very
opposed to the
I mean, it
Stalker
would be
confused.
more effective than the Stalker
But-
rifle.
Honestly, but like, I'm not against it. I'm just very surprised to see that mold coming back.
Mm-hmm.
But active camo figures are sick, and it's been a while since we've gotten just a regular active camo figure. Lately, they've been doing a lot of the like translucent figures. So I'm just happy to be back to a plain clear.
Was the last one we
Jackal.
got was the Brute Chieftain?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're right.
Yeah.
The advantage with this one as well is because the visor piece is removable, you can easily get active camo Jackal freebooters as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think getting an active camo shield might be a little tough though.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think the best thing about this is that it pairs nicely with the Gungoose. It is nice to see. Obviously, I think they're different weapons that they're holding.
Mhm.
So it'll be. I wouldn't be able to like use it in stop motion because you know it changes. You know, active camo also changes the weapons. If you guys haven't played the new.
The
Update on Infinite.
Gungoose one has the carbine. So if
Carbine.
you've got
Yeah.
the Recon from the Halo 3 blind bag series, then you'll have an active camo carbine.
True that. So, but I do like that we have a figure, and they did this with the Chieftain. You know, you have a figure, and then they also give you the active camo variant. I think that's a nice little pairing. I think they go well together. I am happy to see more of the Jackals, especially active camo, because I think, again, that's something that like it's something that you want, not necessarily like it spices it up. You know, it's not just like oh, here's another Jackal sniper. You know, it's got a lot of little more variety with it, and I think that's what the Halo Heroes line. The blind bag series line has always excelled at, was giving you a variety.
Yeah. Colin,
Yeah.
So I
anything
dig
to add?
Yeah, the only thing, you know, from a play standpoint, it's rad having it, but then, like, I wouldn't want to face an active camo Jackal sniper.
No.
Thank God
Not
those
with
things
that
don't
beam
exist
rifle.
because
There's some
that would
mission
be
debrief
terrible.
trauma here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just like, going, these aren't real. Are they real? Fight them. So
They can't hurt
that's
you.
my only like weird tweak. But the fact that it exists, you know, I'm cool with it, and it'll be cool to have a camo sniper Jackal, which in playland would be, you know, pretty cool, but not in real
Okay.
Halo.
So you were talking about variety quite a bit there, Matt, and I think that this next figure really encapsulates that, or this next build. So I want to pretext this by saying this is something that we have not seen since Battlescape 3 released. And back then it was quite oversized, I think it's fair to say.
Well, that was the Enforcer version of it, right?
No, there was the
There was a
Enforcer
smaller
one.
and also the normal one, yes. Don't ask how, but I managed to get 3 of that normal one.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. But yes, we have finally got a Sentinel. So how are we feeling about a Sentinel being back in the line, guys?
I'm
Matt,
very
what do you
happy.
think?
I love it. I've been wanting these things forever, so I'm super happy. I mean, just to your comment, and I don't know scale wise how big they are, but Sentinels are big. Like they don't look big
Very.
when you're fighting them because they're usually floating far away. But these things are massive. And having a buildable, like an official buildable one, you know, I'm sure people have built these and made these on their own, but like I love the way that it looks. I don't think we've seen a side view of it, so I don't know what it looks like what the tail kind of looks like. But just from this front facing view of it, I think it looks great, and I'm excited to add a lot of these to my collection. I think it's great.
I think it'll look great if you get a bunch of these and put it next to your 343.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're so apparent. Like Sentinels are all over the place in Infinite, and just all over the place in Halo. Just kind of like in the background, there's like a swarm of Sentinels going over here to go fix something, right, or go defend something. So, hopefully this isn't the first and only time we're going to see this. Hopefully,
Yeah.
they'll start incorporating more of these
Yeah.
into more sets.
It is amazing, like you said, the Sentinels are found in like almost, I want to say every Halo game. Maybe not Halo 5.
They're in Halo 5.
No, because they open the cryptum.
Yeah, they're everywhere. I don't know, are they in
everywhere.
Reach? That would
No.
be my question.
No.
But other
No,
than that, like,
yeah.
yeah, they're everywhere.
But
And
that
not
is
ODST.
amazing.
Okay.
That's true.
Well, they're
Okay, all
and
right.
most everywhere.
Stop
All right,
poking holes in
80%
my-
of the Halo games. Okay.
Anyways, it's amazing. Well, like, but to be back to the pack where we're talking about the skirmisher, we have those in 2 games, and we've had a variety of those figures. It is nice
Yeah.
to see that
It's true.
the Sentinels, which have been in more than the games, more than they're not, finally making a comeback. So
I am curious as to why it took so long to get a micro build Sentinel.
Yeah.
Like, you would have thought that would have come before a Wasp, a Pelican, a Phantom,
Yeah.
a multitude
In the Halo
of
3
cruisers.
wave, instead of the frigate, that would have been the
Yeah.
perfect place to put that.
oh,
I'm curious as to why it took so long to get here. But now that it is here, I'm incredibly appreciative of it. I also think it's neat because obviously this is downsized from the first Aggressor Sentinel that we got that had a Sentinel beam on the bottom. This one uses one of those little slanted flat pieces in place of the Sentinel beam, which I think fits perfectly. Just looking at the first image that we have of this, I feel like the build of it is ingenious. Like, I love how they pulled everything together, and you can clearly see like the silhouette of a Sentinel.
it does speak to a very perfected build design, that it's
Yeah.
that scale. The pieces are almost used strategically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They
find
did a very
it.
good job.
So one thing that really excites me with this as well is I discovered in Infinite for the first time the other day that there are actually Sentinel swarms on Zeta. And depending on where you go, you can see like bunches of Sentinels just flying off to places. So I'm really excited from a mock standpoint because I want to start doing more Zeta Halo mocks again. And it will be cool to actually be able to incorporate swarms of Sentinels into those mocks.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't look like there's any unique pieces either. So we may have these pieces, and
Yeah.
if you're only able to grab a few of them, at least you have the instructions on how to make it with what you have laying around too.
Yeah.
I can't tell from the photo that we have, but I do really hope that the top, like the carapace of the Sentinel, I hope it comes to a point in the back, because at the moment it looks like it's just a flat cutoff, and I'm pretty sure they have like a long pointy
Yeah,
head.
they do.
Yeah.
But maybe you could mix that with a couple other
Modify it.
pieces, and yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so I will throw it back to you, Matt. I'm going to gun it back to you.
Well, I'm gonna throw it back to you because you wanted to talk about the Gungoose, right?
Yes. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
cool.
while you're doing that, I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick. So you have the command.
Okay. Captain's log 2543. Okay. So the Gungoose, and I'll talk about this while Matt's gone for a little bit, is a really, really cool set, and I think the figures in it really shine. You get the blue Brute Miner, which I think is a really faithful rendition of the Brute in Infinite. I wish it had the helmet that comes in the Garrison pack, which is a reuse of the Halo 3 helmet. That would look slightly more authentic to me. But apart from that, you get the new shoulder plates, which have got the like sort of almost Mega Bloks brick texture on them, which is really cool. Yeah, and some other new pieces here which really help it to pop. You get the Captain, which again looks really good, and I think a lot of people say it doesn't look enough like the Infinite one, but it works for me. I don't think Mega needed to necessarily waste budget on new parts for this version. It's effective enough. You get the Marine Specialist, which has got short sleeves, so it's an instant win in my book. I like the metallic blue Oni colour scheme that you get for this figure. And I also, the one thing I wish is I hope down the line we get the Marine helmet sculpt with the goggles on top of it, like you see with the snipers in the game. I think that would be really cool for just making some Marines that look a little bit more tactical. But the ODST helmet is a decent enough addition here. And then the standout really is that Jackal sniper, and the Jackal doesn't really do much different from the freebooter. It's still got all the same articulation, the same armor pieces. It just adds those sort of wrist gauntlets to it, which work quite well and don't get in the way of the articulation as much as I thought they would. And then you get that visor piece as well, which works really nicely and creates a cool looking figure.
What are those wrist pieces made of, Tom? Are those
They're made
rubber?
of plastic.
Oh, they're hard.
Yeah, they're hard plastic.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought they'd be like little rubber pieces to try and, pull them over the wrists.
No,
that's awesome to know, actually.
What you do to put them on, because I had to adjust one of them, is you've got to take the hand off and then they go over the front of the peg bit.
I didn't know if they were like clips like the Assassin's Creed wrist blades or anything. But
no, it's proper pieces that go all the way around, so they're quite secure. Yeah,
that's awesome.
But yeah, they're really cool figures. So yeah, I'm happy with the Gungoose set, and in terms of a figure front, I think there's some really decent army builders in it. And actually, part of me wishes that the Banished Garrison pack had been that blue colour now as well, so I could get more brutes like that.
Oh yeah.
And the build itself, it's really just plopping the little guns on top.
It is. It's
Mongoose,
so close
right?
to the Infinite Mongoose that it's very, very similar. I will say I tried the rebuild, and unfortunately Mega's instructions don't quite align themselves with the way the build is displayed on the box. So there's a couple of pieces that would be free floating if you place them in the way they're shown on the box. So the build you get looks a little bit less complete than the one I've shown. But I think it might just be they missed a couple of steps off of the instructions, so hopefully they update that at some point. But it was just worth noting that I wasn't that impressed with the alternate build, unfortunately.
Sure. And alternate builds are going to be continuing. We talked about it, but they're going to continue to carry forward, right? So we'll get an alternate build on all the fall stuff as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like having that stuff, but yeah, from a set standpoint, it's more of an army builder for me. Like having the Gungoose, it's a basic build to begin with. So if you didn't get the Mongoose beforehand, having a Gungoose is probably cooler because it can shoot. Yeah. It's got little guns on it. But this set really shines with the figures.
I think it pairs well with the previous Mongoose set that we got. I think it's again a nice army builder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. All right, thank you, Mr. Fisherman, for taking us through that. We're going to be moving on to the actual sets that have these figures, and there are some great figures coming in these sets. Mm-hmm. So, obviously, we have stuff like the Falcon, and we have the Red Team Warthog Rescue, and those are figures that we've had previously in the past, but we do want to touch on it. I know, Gabe, you wanted to talk about some detailing on it. Yeah. So, why don't we start with our favorite figure coming out of any of this set, and then we'll just go from there.
Yeah.
So,
should we,
Tom,
I was going to ask, do we want to pick 2 figures each to just sort of keep it quite streamlined, or?
That sounds fine. And if we got any honorable mentions, we can do that too.
Cool.
All right, so Tom, why don't we start with you? Grab your favorite figure that you think is the best addition. I think we're all going to have close to the same answer.
I am gonna take Jega Radomni as my favorite figure.
Aren't
I, Gabe?
I mean, it's not like I spent 13 hours custom sculpting my own, but yeah, sure.
But yeah, Jega I think is it just looks great. It's a figure that, and I actually want to bring the photo back up quickly so I can talk through it, because it just has so many new elements packed into it, which is crazy to me. It feels like Mega really went above and beyond in terms of the details on this figure. That custom energy blade looks incredible. The chest plate with the actual Hand of Atriox logo printed on it. The paint apps for the ends of the kneecaps and everything. This really, when I look at this, even the sculpted damage on the chest plate actually, it just feels like a mini version of the Jazzwares figure. And that Jazzwares figure was insanely detailed. So it's so cool seeing Mega have managed to replicate that here. And it makes me really excited to add this one to the collection. The only point of contention for me on this one is his normal arm with the choice of the silver color on it as well. Almost looks like another robotic arm when he does have one normal arm and one robotic arm in the game. So it would have been cool to maybe see a little bit more distinction on that. But apart from that, I am very much excited to add this figure to my collection.
I am very happy with how they handled the I guess the wrist axe version. I think that looks great. I mean, can we, like, from this picture, do we know how it's attached? Is it a part of the arm?
So there's
a
like a work in progress photo that Kevin's posted on the forums, and I'll pull that so we can put it up on screen here. Cool. But you can actually see, like, the helmet comes off, the wrist is its own separate thing.
Oh wow.
All the pieces are detachable. I can't remember from the picture, and obviously it'll be on screen, but I can't remember. I think the neck and the, like, helmet crest are separate. I think either they're two pieces or, like, the whole thing comes off by itself.
Oh wow.
But yeah, so many details in this figure. It's ridiculous.
Honestly, the figures that come with the Phantom are, like,
exquisite.
Superb. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, like, there is not a bad figure in this set, and you wish there were just more figures, because they're just that amazing. Okay, Gabe, why don't you pick your favorite figure coming out of this? Well, obviously you can't pick Jega because Tom already stole it from me.
I'm going to go with Lord Hood, to be honest.
Yeah.
For a litany of reasons. For one, Lord Hood has been a figure that we, as a group, have been parading for a long time.
A couple years?
I almost said years, like we've been doing this for...
We have been doing it for
but,
years.
But,
it started in 2020.
He was right up there with Miranda in the shade. We would always throw him.
Yeah, we were asking for that in a Heroes or something, and I remember, us first seeing that he's coming in the Elephant set was just surreal. I love that he has all of his printed bars and medals on his chest. I think his torso is a new mold, unless it's the Keys mold. I can't be sure.
It looks like it could be the Keys mold. Yeah,
it probably is, but it is a new cap. Because I do think it's different than the Call of Duty one, unless I'm again mistaken. It could be the Call of Duty one. Either
Do we know
way,
if the cap comes off or is it molded to his?
So
if it's the Call of Duty one, it comes off. If it's a new mold, who's to say?
It would be really weird if they used the COD one, because the COD one's the T-tab system, so it wouldn't match up with all of the other removable parts. So part of me hopes that it is a new mold.
I hope so as well. I just think I think it's weird saying that Lord Hood is such an iconic character, because he's only been in the 2 games, but like there's something so easily rememberable about him. Like he's just such he's just he's an iconic character. So finally having like an official figure of him, and one that is so detailed and so clean, is super exciting. I can't wait to have this figure.
Quick honorable mention, though, it is nice to see the Halo 3 Marines showing up and actually having them with the buildable armor, removable armor, as opposed to, I think the last time we saw them, they were in the buggered pack, and the armor was back in the old days. So it is nice to see that, and, always another Master Chief.
Yeah. Okay,
Colin, what's your favorite figure?
Yeah, I'll go, since we're going unique, obviously those two are great, and I'm looking forward to those. The Eshram, the gummy, the hologram Eshram, I think it's super rad, because he's a huge part. That I guess that version of him is a huge part of Halo Infinite. So get those mocks going, get that stop motion going, all that stuff. Now you have Atriox. Now we have Eshram. We have the real version of Eshram, and then we have the hologram, and same with Atriox. Both versions of him now, which is great.
When the whispers were going around about Eshram showing up in the Phantom, I thought for sure we were getting War Chieftain.
Yeah.
Eshram. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, that
He-
would be such a cool hero.
helmet,
Yeah.
helmet,
With
and the
all his gear.
turret and all that.
but he is. I think it was to Gabe's point. He is a large part of the game, a red hologram.
Yeah.
So it is nice that Mega's like, oh, you see this guy a lot.
Yeah.
It's nice to have it in the
Yeah.
red version.
Yep.
I think
yes.
at this point we need to transition to our second ad read for Brickman 117 as well, because this is going to look really cool on
So
that holographic table in his
Yeah.
turret.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, that was one of the inspirations. Like he built the Phantom because he wanted that specific scene to be as accurate as possible.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah.
Fight hard.
And I mean, with the holo table and the Phantom, you could put Atriox up there too, like from the first mission,
Yeah.
Bracken.
Or you could pull it out and use it in your display somewhere else as well.
Yeah.
The hollow table. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. I am gonna go with the gold warlord.
I thought you might. Yeah.
From
Gold
the Scorpion
Warlord,
tank.
huh?
Now, let's just all take a moment. Back when the warlord came out into yellow, I said, if we got a warlord in gold. Okay, so thank you, Mega, for listening. And that
Yeah.
it looks better than I can even imagine because they added those amazing little lines of gray
Yeah.
in between the armor. So it's not just like a solid gold, but like it's got like an ornate look to it.
Yeah.
I think the warlord in gold just looks amazing. So, I think Jega's probably my favorite figure, but the warlord is something that I hope we get in a heroes pack. I hope we get in a blind pack, and then I hope we get in like 3 other sets.
Yeah.
How
You
many
know-
scorpions are you buying, Matt?
Well, if they each come with a warlord that is in gold, I might have to get at least 6.
Oh my
Whoa.
god. Oh my
Good
god.
But also honorable mention to the other figures that come in the set. This is a really nice set that comes with a lot of figures. So
2 hunters.
yeah, 2 hunters. You got a really cool marine with a nice goatee,
Spartan Stone.
Spartan
Yeah,
Stone.
Dead
You get
Body
a
Stone.
screwdriver. You get a wrench. You get
Yeah.
a crowbar.
Well,
Love it.
somebody's got to. You got to fix Spartan Stone up somehow.
That's
Yeah.
what-
We could just
have
have.
a way she's screwed.
We could just. Oh boy. We could just have an AI possessor.
we could.
Okay.
That'll make 2 things screwed in the Halo show.
Keep it
All
going.
right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Tom, why don't you pick another figure that you think is super legit?
I'm curious as to where you think I'm going with this, because it's not where you think.
I don't ever try to predict where you're going, Tom, because
Yeah, nobody
somehow
ever knows.
somehow
what you're doing.
we wind up with like some BDU police person.
You're close.
Character.
You're close.
Yeah. Oh,
so
maybe.
I am, of course, going for the tan
Oh,
Halo
yeah.
4 Marine
There you
from
go.
the Ghost of Requiem set, because I, for one, and if you're listening to this and you disagree, I don't care. I, for one, absolutely love the Halo 4 Marine design.
Yes.
Hockey
And
pads.
I am so happy that we are getting this new version with the removable helmets. And the added benefit of this is that having most of the figures face covered means I can get rid of the Halo 2 Marine faces with the goatee on them, have them hidden under this helmet, and interchange them so the Halo 2 Marines are looking very different, whereas these, the goatee won't be visible. So,
Yeah.
perfect
Oh.
use of those customized parts.
Look at that, mitchin' and matchin'.
Mention.
But yeah, this figure just looks cool. I love the fact that we still get the detail for the buckles on the chest armor. The two-tone red and green color scheme for the legs is so synonymous with the Halo 4 Marine design, and it just looks good. I'm happy that the previous 2 343 games are still getting some love, because I think there's a lot of cool artwork in them that I want to see translated into Mega one day.
This armor is great for when you're playing hockey in the morning. But gotta
I
fight
knew that was
Covenant in
coming.
the-
Bloody hell!
And you gotta fight Covenant in the evening.
You don't have to change. It's great.
Exactly.
But yeah, and the thing I like with this the most as well is now we have the infinite armor, you can do mix and matching. So there are some Marines in Halo 4 that have that infinite style helmet as well. So I'm excited to see what sort of combinations we might get in the future.
Honestly, with this set, I think the silver Marine that comes with it is far superior. It looks awesome. Yeah, see, it doesn't look like a hockey pad though.
I'd like it more if it used the normal Marine armor and not the heavy Marine armor. I think just because then I'd feel
right.
more
It is
having
matching
lots
those
of them.
Yeah, it is matching those two. You're right. All right, Gabe, what's another figure that you think deserves to be shouted?
Lieutenant Tarkov.
Yeah.
Like straight out the gate. So we've been talking throughout this episode about EU characters. Tom, would you consider Tarkov? I mean, that's EU. It's a trailer.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
So Tarkov being given, Tarkov is so special because he's in one live action trailer that apparently half of the Halo community doesn't even know released. Like, I don't know many people that have seen it. It's just having such a unique character brought and made official, and in a Mega Construx thing of all things. This is his first representation in like a toy ever.
Yeah.
And he's got the name on his chest. He has the emblem on his chest. He's got UNSC on his chest. He has the emblem on his helmet. Like, I honestly don't think that I would even do anything to this figure. He looks perfect.
Yeah.
And the SMG with the new cog sight and the silencer on it, like everything tied all together, he just looks like the perfect ODST figure.
Gabe,
what's up?
You need to get a second one and do it all battle damaged from that scene where he falls in the puddle and he's then all burnt up and charred.
Facts. And I'll get a little piece of cloth and stick it in him, and there you go. I mean, like, stick it in his armor. So anyway, Colin, what's your second favorite figure? Go for it.
Quick, before Tom jumps back in.
Well, I was gonna go. I was poking around here. I think I was gonna go with Spartan Stone.
Ooh, good one.
I do like her color scheme.
Yeah.
I think it's unique, and a lot of times we shy away from the brighter stuff, but like this is a bright blue and it's offset with the darker tones. So I really like that. She's got a Hydra, which is rad. And obviously it's in a set, so you can mix and match weapons. But having Spartan Stone and having those fallen Spartans from Halo Infinite, I think is a great addition.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a shout out to Spartan Griffin. Actually, that's who I was going to pick before Tarkov, just because like his mix and matched grays and blues, the same as Stone, is there's just something that looks really good about it on his armor. And the same for Stone as well. I think they're both incredible figures. I think it's hilarious that Mega even joked about how this is the real one instead of that leaked Series 14 one.
Yeah, because that's what was going around, right? That was Stone.
Everybody thought that was Stone.
Yeah, well, and it was like in like I know Spartan Stone was like in the description, like on Target, and things like that. Right. So like that was the original intention, right? And delay and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, which is cool.
I feel like I'm hitting a new level of nerdiness right now because I am grabbing the encyclopedia. Just because I'm curious, because I feel like her colours are portrayed slightly differently in this, so I just want to double check it quick.
I mean, in game they're a very mute, like steel gray blue. That figure is very light blue.
Looking at
is that because of like the lighting of where you find her, or
Tom will tell us here in a second.
That green light coming off
I'm looking at her now, and I think the blue that they chose for the camo pieces is definitely too bright. I'll try and lift it up and show you it, but it probably won't. Oh yeah, look.
Well, we could probably.
She's there. She's a lot more muted.
We can probably download this picture and just pop it up.
Yeah, it looks a lot more muted on the actual figure. Sort of like, I'd say maybe a light blue that's not so vibrant.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, sure,
but I'm okay with
Griffin's
like
pretty
this version
spot on.
Yeah,
it's good to have a figure of her.
Yeah. So and then we still get hopefully we can get Sorrel and Makovich.
Yes.
There's Vettel. There's a bunch like kind of
Yeah.
in the background in Halo Infinite, which would be cool to get.
There's a bunch of them that they show for the first time in this. So the ones that we see, ironically enough, I literally just had the page and then I flicked off of it. Typical
Also,
me, not
Hydra?
planning ahead.
When's the last
Yeah.
time we got a Hydra mold from Mega?
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
it's been ages since we got one of those.
So we have Griffin, Makovich, Stone, and Sorrel, who we find the bodies of.
Mm-hmm.
Then in the encyclopedia, there's Kovan as well, who looks like
Kovan.
he uses, or she uses, the new version of the Gungnir armor with the attachment off of the helmet. You've got Horvath, who uses
Horvath.
Anubis, and then Vettel, who is essentially the infinite version of the recruit armor that's like, it starts with a C and it sounds like
Cavallino.
it's
Cavallino,
yeah, exactly
yeah.
that, yeah.
And
So-
they're coming out in the newest novel by Kelly Gay.
Yes,
Actually.
Rubicon
Yeah.
Protocol.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
The protocol.
So yes, that was a very
Yeah.
nerdy deviation from me, and I'm terribly sorry.
That's what they come to expect from the Lore podcast.
Podcast Evolved. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. We don't just analyze plastic. We analyze plastic compared to the cyber
Live
video game.
it.
I'm gonna start saying that every episode now. Wait, let me get the encyclopedia out.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I mean that's for
We'll
you
have special
diehard fans.
music to throw it to you.
Let's check in with Tom on the encyclopedia.
Right.
And this new
Encyclopedia corner.
segment. Ooh, I like that. Okay, I think I'm just gonna grab the ODSTs.
Yeah.
From from the figure pack that they come in as just one figure because,
Good ones.
my goodness, they have done some things with these ODSTs
Yes.
that bespeaks to be mentioned. I mean, we have actual knives and grenade patches being able to attach to the armor, and just the detail. Like, honestly, we were just talking about Hudson and Ramos, and I don't feel like the detail is even half of what these guys have on right now. It's just amazing. I love that the portion of the chest is colored.
Yeah.
I think it looks, we got the hands. I don't know. These ODSTs are just jumping out to me like they're
Well, there's the
a cut above.
backpacks and the buildable biofoam canister,
Right,
too.
exactly.
Yeah.
The little
Foam,
can.
yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
See, now
And
that. Ooh, nice touch.
this is the first wave where the tack pads actually have printed details for the screens on them as well.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Also, is this a new SMG?
It's using the COD suppressor that they've not used on it before. So that's
Yeah.
from the COD sniper rifles, the second gen snipers.
So
They've
that's
put that on there.
detachable.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
detachable.
Nice.
That's what I mean, dude. The SMGs pull this ODST to any of these ODSTs
Yeah.
together
Yeah.
so well.
Oh yeah. Oh, and the butt of the gun looks way better than previous versions.
hmm
Wow.
Love you, Mega.
Amazing. We
You
love
did
you.
good.
You did good. I have to say, all right. So honorable mentions, Gabe. I know you wanted to talk about Red Team.
Oh, yeah. I'll make it quick. This version of Red Team, which, God, this will have to be the fourth version of Jerome? Third version of Jerome?
But who's counting, right?
Yeah, third.
Yeah, third version of
Third.
Jerome, and then the second version of Douglas and Alice. I just really wanted to shout out the helmet detail. There's now
Yeah.
gray along the sides, along with their gold visors, which they did on the most recent Jerome. But then also, all three of them, I don't know how they managed this. All three of them have a tiny UNSC logo printed right here
Yeah.
on the right side of their chest, which is ridiculous. Like, that's the smallest amazing detail, and
Yeah.
I appreciate it very much so.
Gabe, I hate to say it, but
Uh-oh.
Mega are rivaling you at this point now, mate.
They should be. Like, come on, make my life easier.
And this is Serena too.
Yeah.
in the
Is this
pack,
our
right?
first Serena?
Well, we've had a
Second, but it's
Serena, but she
first
was the wrong
accurate.
color.
Yeah, she was yellow.
Yep. And
So-
this looks like it has some detail outside of just kind of the
Yeah.
the single
Yeah.
color mold too.
Yeah. This would be nice to see with a weapon figure.
Yes.
with like the different
Yeah.
whites. Yeah.
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 Just throwing that out there.
So I think it would be really cool to see full-size micro action figures of the AI as well in the heroes line.
Absolutely.
I really
Roland
like
and
that we got
Cortana are
Roland.
sick.
Yeah, so I'd love more. I'd love to see Serena. I'd love to see Isabel.
Isabel's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think there's a lot
Obviously
of scope
weapon.
to do some more
The
AIs
weapon,
there.
for
Yeah,
sure.
the weapon.
We already got one of Roland.
Yeah, I could even see Governor Sloan again. You know, mentioned it in the past. Mentioned it here.
He's
as
got a
well.
weird design. But then the Cortana was gonna be in like Imperial Cortana. She was gonna
Yes.
be included in that Warden set, right? So
You mean
they,
the set that lost the vote?
well, correct, but she is at least a thought,
Khan's not
like
bitter
a
about it.
glimmer.
Yeah,
Like,
at
may
least they were
happen.
considering
Yeah.
that.
I'm sorry, Colin. That was unfair on me.
Honestly, though, I would like to have because in Infinite we differentiate between purple Cortana and then blue weapon. I would like to see a purple version of a bigger Cortana because in the past we've had blue.
We have purple from Heroes 10.
Right,
She's
but
purple,
that's more
but
like in
it's
the Halo
not-
3
It's more
design.
of a classic, Halo
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's more rampant Cortana.
Do you
right?
think that they would actually like make a whole new mold closer to Halo 5 Cortana?
I think so.
I mean, she's
But then-
different enough.
yeah.
Like she has a full suit of armor, really.
Yeah.
But
Right.
Like Colin said, it's in the thought process because obviously
true.
they
Yeah,
they
you're right.
wanted to put her in the Warden set, and obviously I think like Mega may take elements from
Yeah.
the votes that didn't make it and incorporate it later in different sets.
I certainly hope so.
Which
I
is
mean,
awesome.
an Empress Cortana would be a good way of doing more soldiers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I really, really wish we would have gotten Halo 5 Knights.
Yeah.
Updated
with
Knights
with
would
the
be
different
to die
modules to
for.
shoot. Imagine
Yeah.
if they made an even more buildable knight where you could actually like take out the portions that you shoot out.
That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, like take the shell off. Huh?
Yeah. Well, any other comments, questions, concerns about what's coming, or do you
Ooh.
think? Oh, we got something.
I have one honourable mention, Get Clar. And I like that it's basically just a Storm Elite because I want more of those. And I like that this one's got the orange lights printed on it as well.
Oh, he's from Halo
Spartan Ops.
yeah, where
Yeah.
he almost kills Gabriel Thorne and then
Yes.
his buddy
On the
shoot him.
subject of which, Mega, battle damage Gabriel Thorne would be incredible. And also, now you are putting fire teams into sets, it's time for us to get Fireteam Majestic again.
Stop whispering in my ear.
No, Gabe, you're still not getting your Gungoose.
It's fine. I've got more than you ever will.
Oh my! With that note, I think I'm gonna close the show, and then we're just gonna fight off the scenes. We love each other here at Build Up Lunch.
We do. We do.
I mean, overall, it's like they obviously are tuned in to what we've been wanting, and they're finding ways
Right.
to pepper in those
Yeah.
key characters, which is great, right?
Yeah.
We're finally getting, and we know we're going to get more. So,
100%.
but I feel like the characters are going to get a little more obscure, which is cool.
Yes.
But we've gotten a lot of
Yeah.
the main stuff that we
Yeah.
wanted. You know, obviously there's a couple of gaps here and there, but it's not as big as it was, a year or two ago. So they've
Yeah.
You know what I was
Obscure
thinking?
characters are the way to go. If we get people like Henry Glassman now,
Yes, I was just
just
gonna say
Yes.
the parts that you get from that figure alone would be fantastic.
Yeah.
You could
And
have
also
so many
the TV
scientists.
show, right? Because
TV show,
the TV
yep.
show, if you do Miranda from the TV show, you get a reuse of the scientist pieces.
I think what I find so exciting about where Mega's going is literally anything's on the table now.
Yeah, the possibilities
yeah.
are infinite.
Yeah, everyone drink. Okay,
Did Colin just leave?
he's still with us.
what
in
I
spirit.
what I wanted to mention was because you like that gold elite warlord so much, is if they slap some red details on there, that's a Chaklock figure.
Yes.
Yes.
They could have
Yes.
a Chaklock easily.
Well, and
Which
that's
is-
the thing as well. We still can get all of those bosses, right? Because we could still get a version of the Gold Chieftain with additional detail
Yeah.
and the actual beard that is Bassus, for
Exactly.
example.
Right,
We
exactly.
still have got Tremonius that we need to add to the collections. There's still
Yeah.
lots of additional characters for them to make. Then you're not even talking about all of the HVTs as well, which they can make.
Dude,
Well,
that could be a whole new line in and of
Yeah.
itself. Have a
Yes.
Spartan and some like an HVT and a couple other enemies and a little
Yeah.
buildable weapons crate or something. That would be amazing.
Just
Yep.
like HVT takedown and then the name
Actually-
of the HVT.
Tom, this
Yeah.
idea right here. Do you remember, because you talked about it a lot, like the weapons packs that had like the Marine, one had a Storm Elite, one had a Watcher, and it had like
Yeah.
a weapons
Yes,
crate?
yes.
Do an HVT and a weapons crate and a little buildable terrain piece.
That'd
There
be
you go.
really cool.
And
Bring
then
back
put a
the
Master
weapons
Chief
packs.
in every one of those sets.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would love to get HVTs, man. I mean, that's one of my concepts for my my tabletop game is HVTs, man.
If it's
Right.
a 1v1 pack, then each pack could have a HVT and one of the Marine variants. So you could have a Marine that's got the flare gun, for example.
Yeah.
So then you get more detailed
Yeah.
armor as well.
Shotgun, the rockets, the sniper.
You could even mix the two, right? Like, you know how you have distress calls? You could do like distress call and then have like a bunch of Marines and then put an HVT in that distress
Yeah.
call. Or
Those
you know,
Marines with their sidekicks are getting
Yeah.
slaughtered.
We all have our resumes ready, right? Like Megan's black
Right.
list, yeah.
Exactly. You know, we're just like the think box
Yeah.
There you go.
Think
for
box.
everything. Exactly. Well,
You could say we are the building blocks for what Mega do next.
You could
I
say
mean,
that.
I
That's something
mean,
that you could say that could come out of your mouth. You're right.
it is because of me we are getting that gold warlord. Clearly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've been
Kevin,
going-
if you've made it this far, we're so sorry.
Yeah, hey, we
Rails,
appreciate you,
We
man.
are not on
It's-
them.
it's all Tom's fault.
I'll take it.
Yeah. I mean, you really kind of deserve to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still. I think the figure that we're all just waiting for now is McKee with the little thing.
Yep, and
Yeah.
like the headdress thing, like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
I'm just throwing it out there.
No.
Mega have got
Nope.
a shirtless sculpt
Nope.
from their
Nope.
Predator figure of Dutch. So if they really wanted to do a naked Pablo Schreiber, it's quite possible.
Yo,
I'd
like
buy that.
imagine.
I'm not gonna say what the
I
extra
feel like-
articulation point would be.
Let's
So
wrap it up
Matt,
here,
you wanna wrap us up? Want to close us out real quick?
I can't anymore. What have you done to Halo? All right. Okay, that will do it for the show. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you want to support Podcast Evolve, you can check us out on Patreon. And we have an awesome slew of shows. Mission Debrief with Colin here. We have the Halo TV Plus show with Oren, which is amazing. We got a commentary and an analysis episode breaking down all the highs and lows of that. I really do recommend that show, checking it out. It does have a very balanced and really excellent analysis of what's going on in the show. And we also have our book clubs and everything like that. So please check us out, and you can follow us on all the fun socials. Tom's usually taking care of it. That's why everything's so measured. He's definitely not Tom. Were you here on the show?
My favourite tweet the other day.
No, no.
Well, I actually do not know. I can't repeat it on this show, but there's some fun tweets there.
As
Good content.
always, evolve.
Evolve.
Evolved.
Evolve.
Record button.
I'm recording as well.
Bravo 6 going dark.
Jesus God, I didn't miss that.
All right, how about All right, we're back, boys. All right, let us start with a clap. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that was pretty good. For being out of practice, we did okay. Oh boy.
Tom hasn't recorded in so long, he lost the calluses on his hands.
I have tender hands, just like that tender scene in Halo.
No,
the TV.
no.
We can't stop it. He just has to get it out of his system.
I mean, we still have infinite puns, Colin. So how long do you think it's gonna last?
You need to take everything that just happened and put that at the end of this edit. You just put that right at the end.
No. I'm sure there's gonna be some really good Halo TV show sex scene puns coming up from Tom.
Yeah.
You're leading this episode, right, Matt?
Yeah. So don't worry, we're gonna cut a lot of what Tom says. It's gonna be like, Tom, what do you think? And then there's gonna be this like big chunk missing, and Tom's like, I like the figure. And then
It'll just be a hyper
That's
zoom
it.
in on Tom's face. It'll just be.
And then at the end of the
It would
episode,
just be the
like,
same clip every time.
Yeah,
The same
right.
There you go.
smile.
All right, just record it right now. Say I like the figure.
This figure is good. I like that you can remove the armor, like Chief removes his armor in Halo TV.
Andy.
This figure is not so good because it does not come with a finger energy sword.
God, that's so weird to say. The finger energy sword.
it just sounds so wrong.
Then she deployed her finger energy sword.
Oh God.
All right, I need some water. You guys are gonna kill me by the end of this. All right, no making weird references to the Halo TV show while I'm reading the intro. Tom. Okay.